What is this brief mortal life, if not the pursuit of legacy?
The realm. Do you know what the realm is? It's the 1,000 blades of Aegon's enemies. A story we agree to tell each other over and over till we forget that it's a lie.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back for another Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon video. In this video, let's have a look ahead at next week's episode. Well, my friends, after watching HBO's official video for episode 7 of House of the Dragon, it looks like everything is about to go up in flames as this shit hits the fan. Now let's get into this video because it looks like there's a lot of very interesting things happening in the following episode. In HBO's new official video, it opens up with everyone on Driftmark, the home of House Velaryon, during Lady Laena Velaryon's funeral ceremony. As you all know, we saw Lady Laena Velaryon die by dragonfire in the most recent episode, and I must say, that was one of the most heartbreaking moments from the season. Watching Lady Laena ask her own dragon Vhagar to burn her and her baby alive was awful. Now, I certainly understand why she did it, because she knew her and her unborn daughter would not survive anyway. We also heard Lady Laena say she wanted to die the death of a dragon rider, so it was fitting in her own way, however hard it may have been to watch. Now, there was one little thing I really did love, and that was how Vhagar hesitated, not wanting to actually burn her own rider. Now that Lady Laena Velaryon is gone, she was brought back home for an official burial ceremony at sea. We do see her sarcophagus get dropped into the water as everyone stands there in silence. Daemon has now lost a second wife, leaving him open to find another. This is interesting because Rhaenyra has now lost her lover as well. Since Sir Harwin died in the fire at his home of Harrenhal, this now leaves Rhaenyra open to find herself another match of her own. I do believe we will see Rhaenyra and Daemon begin their love affair very soon. We have seen glimpses of this in some of HBO's other official photos like this one right here. It seems likely that Daemon and Rhaenyra may get married in the future, but we shall see what they do with them after this. Now that Lady Laena Velaryon is dead, this also means someone will mount her dragon Vhagar, which is something we will see in the following episode. Daemon and Lady Laena's daughter will most likely want Vhagar for herself, as sort of a way to honor her mother, but as you saw in the video, someone steals Vhagar at night right after the funeral ceremony. Viserys and Alicent's second-born son, Aemon Targaryen, will mount Vhagar for himself. Eager to get a dragon himself, he will make Vhagar his dragon right under everyone else's nose. A lot of different things will unfold during this scene. In George R. R. Martin's novel Fire and Blood, we learn that this will lead to a fight in which Aemon loses his eye. Shortly after Viserys reminds Aemon that he still doesn't have his own dragon, it upsets him, leading him to searching for a dragon in secret. As Aemon is looking to mount Vhagar, Rhaenyra's youngest son Joffrey sees him doing it. So, as a way to make sure Joffrey doesn't say anything, Aemon slaps him, then threatens him. When Joffrey begins to yell, this is when Aemon gets on Vhagar's back and flies in a few circles before landing the dragon. By then, however, Joffrey had already said what happened to his older brothers Jacaerys and Lucerys Velaryon. The four boys then begin fighting with the wooden swords, and Aemon yells out the name Strong, suggesting that they're all bastards. Now, since Jacaerys was the oldest, he did understand what this insult meant, so he began fighting Aemon again. When Aemon eventually gains the upper hand, he starts beating Jacaerys savagely. However, that's when Lucerys draws his dagger and slashes at Aemon's face, removing his eye. After the incident, Alicent wants justice. She wants an eye for an eye. However, Viserys refuses to do so. You can see the aftermath right here. As you can see, Rhaenyra's son has blood all over his face after the fight. This is when we will most likely see Alicent run at Rhaenyra with the Valyrian steel dagger in her hand. We even see Rhaenyra's hand is bleeding, most likely from the dagger during the attack. This is when Rhaenyra says, "Now they see you as you are." Rhaenyra feels this is how Alicent has been for a while. Now everyone there should know how Alicent really feels about Rhaenyra. I mean, it's already no secret, their friendship has been over. Like we saw in the last episode, Alicent knows Rhaenyra's sons are bastards, and she doesn't want any of them ascending the Iron Throne before her own sons. Alicent will now have a lot of assistance in making sure that never happens because her father, Ser Otto, will be back in the capital as the Hand of the King. Thanks to Larys Strong, Viserys needs a new hand. Therefore, Otto will get his old job back. We do see he is now wearing the badge once again. And now that her father is back, she will have all the help she needs with exposing Rhaenyra and her bastard sons. Unfortunately for Rhaenyra, she will be living on Dragonstone once shit really hits the fan. I do wonder if Daemon will be staying there with her from here on out. We see how close he is to Rhaenyra already, and since he's never really welcome at King's Landing, he might stay there when he gets back to Westeros. In fact, we might even see Daemon and Rhaenyra arrange marriages with their own children. Since Alicent doesn't want her daughter Helaena marrying Rhaenyra's illegitimate son, it would make sense for Daemon's daughters to marry Rhaenyra's sons. Now, another thing we should see is Sir Laenor Velaryon fight with his friend Carl Corey. We saw glimpses of this in HBO's first ever official trailer for House of the Dragon. If you remember, we saw Sir Laenor fighting someone inside of his home on Driftmark. In George R. R. Martin's Fire and Blood, Laenor is slain by his own friend. As a matter of fact, Mushroom says it was set up by and done on behalf of Daemon Targaryen. Maybe Daemon does this as a way to get rid of Rhaenyra's husband once and for all. Now, if this does happen, it would be slightly different than how George R. R. Martin wrote it, because Laenor dies in Spicetown, not on Driftmark, and Aemon mounts Vhagar after Laenor's funeral, not Laena's. Either way, regardless of how it happens, the ending would be the same. I guess if they did things slightly out of order, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Aemon would still be losing his eye and getting Vhagar, Alicent would still want justice, Daemon loses another wife, and Sir Laenor dies, so things are still happening basically as they should. So as you can see, the next episode will have a lot of very interesting and exciting things unfolding. The Blacks and the Greens are now becoming an unstoppable force that's about to meet an immovable object. When they eventually slam into each other, there will be fireworks that you won't want to miss. Make sure you subscribe so you can be the first to see all of my other new videos I will be releasing this week. There's so much more heading your way. Now let me know your thoughts on everything that's happening in the following episode. Do you agree with what I said, or is there something I'm missing? Let me know down below, and as always, I want to thank everyone for watching. I hope all of you have a great day. I will see you again very soon. Bye.